I leaked the goo! No, I leaked the goo! Tier is just in such a good position right now. Like, the only thing I would even say it loses to is like Flu, and that's only because of Shifter. Obviously, DD Crow, Bestials, you know, etc., those are obviously very strong against the deck. And like, obviously Dweller, as you see in the side deck, is going to be very popular because it just deals with Unchained and Tier and just other graveyard decks like that. So I think that Tier is definitely very strong though, despite those counters that it might have. I think it's very counterable. This deck can really play with its engine, which is why I don't play any non-engine. A lot of my non-engine spots are just like utility cards, which is like the tier cards, and it just makes your mills better. I think that if you cut stuff like Meta Noise and Soliac, you get worse mills. I always liked the tier though. I played tier when it wasn't at full power. I could probably find the list. Let's go back to 2022. It was not November, it was July. Tearlaments. This is the good that I was playing. So this is about what I was playing. I think this tier list is somewhat accurate. It's not perfect, obviously. I didn't make it like the day of the ban list. So like the matchup, I think tier might be a good matchup versus Unchained. Labyrinth, I think it's pretty even. I think it's even. I don't think yeah, this is +2. This deck sucks. I think this might be a bad matchup. Yeah, both of these might be bad matchups, honestly. But they're not popular in the format, so it's fine. Because the Runics can banish your stuff, and also it produces negates, actual negates, so it can be hard to like play through a board with negates, and they have draw. And because you play no hand traps, it's just very hard, which I think these matchups are just pretty strong. Plunder, I don't know Plunder, so I'm just gonna put an even. This is probably like a -1 because of Dark Law. Marine Cess, probably even, honestly. Branded, they inherently play Bestial, so it could probably be a bad matchup. It's like somewhere here. Mathmech, probably even. Mechanico, I just don't know, so I'm gonna put even. Probably even. Honestly, probably just winning, honestly. Sprite, it's probably even, something like that. Vanadium, this might be a -1. Same thing with like Infernoble. I think Infernoble's probably winning, to be honest. Rescue Ace, I don't even know about this. I'll just put an even. Exo Sister, obviously a bad matchup because they play Shifter. Also, the Exo Sister just counter. I think Flu is also a -2 matchup. This is even. It's just dice roll format or dice roll. Probably just even, unless they draw Shifter. Rika is probably a -1, maybe -2. Actually, I think it's probably -2. Dragons, probably a -2, because they play a lot of Bestials, and I feel like Bestials is going to be very popular. Honestly, tier might have like a lot of bad matchups. I mean, but if you look at the tier 1 though, Purely's honestly probably hard if they didn't make Noir, but not really though. I think it's even. I think it's fine. Put this in even. Put this in even. Put this. Honestly, this is probably like a +2 matchup. Honestly, +2, even, and probably even. Something like that. I think this is fine. So like, if you look at the tier 1 decks, which is like Dragons, you probably lose that. Purely's pretty even. Labyrinth is even. Rescue Ace is even. Right? Yup. Chimera is a winning matchup, and then Infernoble is the winning matchup. So if you look at all the tier 1 decks, you're only losing the Dragon Link here. I guess if you count Flunder, Flunder is probably like your worst matchup. So probably something like this. Probably just something like this. Honestly, I'm gonna put heroes in even, because like that's if they get into Dark Law. And like Dark Law is not even the hardest thing to out in that deck. So I think like these are like the worst matchups. So like tier is like in such a great in such a great position right now. So that's why I think tier is insane. And you can obviously build for what you're losing to. Side deck is pretty self-explanatory. I think that's the most, like, everything in here is pretty standard for tier. There's nothing to explain. You play all the fusions, obviously. And then, like all of these are, like, pretty much mandatory, except, like, Winda. Wait, why did I play Winda? I didn't even play... Oh, I think I was supposed to play a Shaddoll in here. I was supposed to play Shaddoll Beast. I even want to play this. This probably get cut. Honestly, I want to play Asa maybe. Asa? Maybe just Asa in here? Unless I just find something else. I think going Ishizus after you mill, there might be a situation where you like summon a Ishizu and then you can go like Asa and Steel, or you can go like Cross Sheep Steel, Fenrir. So yeah, that's about what I would do with this deck. So extra deck is pretty standard besides like the Asa. Asa's like the weird one. Or like the flex spot. I think everything else is like pretty mandatory. Dwellers in the side for the mirror and Unchained. Ash is obviously here for Ash and Bell because of Labyrinth, Bystials. Branded is also pretty annoying. Yeah, the reason why Lab is like an even matchup is because they can just go first, and because you have no hand traps, they can just set up D barrier and they can just keep resetting D barrier and you cannot win that. So you need like Ash, Bell, and stuff like that to deal with the deck. Talents, obviously, really strong going first and going second. Very versatile. It's not about playing Thrust, but you don't really need Thrust. Thrust is obviously a really good card, but you can just get away with Talents. And also, this deck doesn't have much space to play non-engine, so you need to like pick and choose what you need to play. Droplets is obviously for the mirror because you need an answered Dweller. And just a lot of other like dumb cards. Arguably, I probably should play more back row hate. Maybe like a second heartbeat over like the Call by the Grave, but Call by the Grave is for, what's that card called? Call by is for Shifter. Shifter is definitely an annoying card. Call by is like the best answer to Shifter. A second best answer is Talents. It doesn't really answer it, but like you can rip the Hand of Flu and they probably brick. And you could always just like summon Fenrir, summon like a tier monster probably, and set Soliak, and that could be fine to get you past the turn. So yeah, tier is pretty strong.